Welcome back to Great Day, Colorado. I'm Denise Plant, and every week we're joined by attorney Phil Harding. I understand you've been getting a lot of phone calls, Phil, about people wondering what's going on. They're trespassing or getting injured on another person's property. What happens there?
Yeah, so everyone used to call them slip and fall cases, right? Mm-hmm. You've heard that before. In Colorado, the law changed a while ago, and now they fall under an act. It's called the Premises Liability Act. Everyone refers to it as the PLA, right?
Right.
And so now it's not a slip and fall, but there are different duties owed to each person that's on the property of another that's been injured, depending upon what kind of person they are. And there are three different types, and we can talk about them, and I think we've got a graphic. The first one is a trespasser, right?
Right.
We all know what that is. And so let me tell you, if say a trespasser is on your property, you are only held liable for a dangerous condition that you created. The next two are weird words, licensee and invitee. So licensee, let's say you're renting an apartment, right? Mm-hmm. And you're inside your apartment. At that point, inside the apartment, you're considered a licensee. So the landowner, right, the property owner, is only liable for a dangerous condition that he knew about.
Oh, so if you didn't know that there was a crack by the curb or something, right?
Yeah, in there. Okay. But let's say you're in a big apartment building and there's a hallway. Then if you're in a common area, you're considered an invitee. Or if you're at a grocery store, an invitee. And now the standard goes up just a little bit. So not only is the landowner held liable for a dangerous condition that he knew about, or he should have known about. So remember, dangerous condition for trespasser, one that you created; licensee, one that the landowner knew about; and invitee, either knew or should have known about it.
Do you have to give a notice?
That's a great question. So a lot of times people are hurt on, governmental property, right? Like if you're on a sidewalk, governmental property. If you're down at the state capitol and let's say you're hurt, you have to give a special notice within 182 days. That's called the GIA, Governmental Immunity Act. Mm-hmm. And remember, we came from England like a long time ago?
Long time ago.
So we adopted some of the English laws. And one of the English laws was the king can do no wrong. We don't have the king, but we have the government. Mm-hmm. So you can only sue the government in like 7 exceptions, and one is like a dangerous condition on a property that they haven't maintained. But you have to give them a notice within 182 days. It's called the Governmental Immunity Act. And if you don't give that to them, then you don't get the normal 2-year statute of limitations.
Interesting.
Yeah, so watch it. I mean, man, if you're hurt on a sidewalk or even think that it's, owned by the government, give out that notice. And then the last thing is, let's talk about your medical bills, right? Let's
Who pays for them?
You slip and fall. I want you to use your own health insurance. And here's the reason why. We look at it all the time. It's called an EOB, stands for Explanation of Benefits. Anyone that has health insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, sees this all the time, right? So here's the billed amount that came from the hospital. And then your health insurance might come back and say, hey, discounted is $20,000 and the amount covered by the plan is $8,500. The hospital writes off the rest of it. But let's say you're hurt on the property of another, you send them this bill, they'll be like, oh great, we'll pay the $8,500. Wrong. You got this discount because you were paying for health insurance, not the property owner that, where you fell. Mm-hmm. So if you sent this one bill, you lost out on $21,000, right?
Wow.
You redact or cover all that up. And remember, under a PLA case or a car accident case, the other side writes one check and only one check at the end. So don't send them medical bills. Don't send them medical records. Talk to an attorney to see what you should redact, right? Cover up that. Redacting means put it up, cover it up. Mm-hmm. It's so important to talk about.
That's why I love having you on the show every Friday. Thank you for all these great tips. And you want to reach out to him, so make sure you do. And it just takes a moment to take care of yourself or a loved one if they get injured. Now, if you want his information, well, there's the screen right there, 303-762-9500, 303-762-9500. And you can reach out to Harding & Associates directly. You can also get a free consultation anytime. And you can find Phil online at hlaw.com. That's hlaw.com. Thanks again, Phil, for sponsoring the segment.
Thank you.